Croatia, a destination where thousands of European tourists flock during the summer to enjoy their well-deserved vacation. Rijeka is a city that attracts quite many due to its proximity to continental Europe and available flight connections. But is it really that good? We went there to answer this question for you, so follow us on our journey to find out if it's worth visiting Rijeka and what is there to see. We took off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, hoping for a maximum 9-hour journey, but the traffic on German highways was so heavy that it took us 10.5 hours to get to Rijeka, including a short break. On the positive side though, the car journey through Bavaria, Austria and Slovenia was highly enjoyable due to magnificent views of incredible nature. Just sit back and enjoy with us these wonderful views. Sorry to interrupt, but there is one important point. Don't forget to buy a vignette for the toll roads in Austria, Slovenia and Croatia. By the way, you can purchase all of them electronically. I put the links for you in the description below. But don't put your wallet too far away. There are a couple of additional rows where you have to pay on top of that. Oh well, at least in Germany it was completely free. So tired but optimistic, we finally came to Croatia, where it turned out no one was waiting for us. So we reached the house that we reserved and I called the landlord and he said that he'll be in 10 minutes here. Well, it's been 30 minutes now and still no sign of him, so let's just hope it's a coincidence and not the local customers who are doing business. I'm just so tired, I just want to go to bed. No idea what we're gonna do tomorrow. What we're gonna do tomorrow? No idea. So I guess we'll just see and hopefully the guy will come soon. So where do you think we went first thing in the morning? Of course to the beach. But actually we were quite disappointed. We will get back to this later, so let's first concentrate on the positive. And the positive is the city. Rijeka, Croatia's third largest city, situated on the northern Adriatic coast near the border with Slovenia. This city is a melting pot of cultures due to its history being under various rules, including the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Italy and Yugoslavia, which means that here you have a great opportunity to try a rich variety of food from gelato to a schnitzel, and of course don't forget about the national cuisine. But don't limit it only to your stomach. Look around for examples of astonishing architecture and you will definitely find something for your taste. The name Rijeka also sounds quite unusual. Actually it translates as a river from the Croatian language, and this is the river that is now behind my back. For Croatia, Rijeka has a high economic significance, serving as a major seaport on the Adriatic Sea. The city has a long tradition of shipbuilding dating back to the 19th century, and it continues to be an essential industry in the city's economy. Rijeka is also known for its vibrant music scene, with numerous musical festivals and events taking place throughout the year, making it a hub for music enthusiasts. It is also known for its annual carnival, known as the Rijeka Carnival, which is one of the oldest carnival events in Europe, attracting thousands of visitors every year. In 2020, the city was even designated as a European Capital of Culture. We started our city tour at the Trsat Castle. Situated on a steep hill, it looks over the city and represents a great vantage point that is actively used by tourists during the summer months. There is also a restaurant in the courtyard where you can have a glass of wine or two. The castle dates back to the 13th century and was built on the previous Roman fortification for controlling access to the sea along the Rijeka River. In the 17th century, the castle fell into decay, and its decline was further accelerated by the earthquake of 1750, until in the 19th century the Austrians presented the castle to the Irish Field Marshal Nugent, who restored it in the neo-Gothic style and whose family lived there until nearly the end of the World War II. If you're not really into history or afraid of heights like Vitaly, don't worry, there are many other things to see in this beautiful coastal town. Located just a few minute walk from the Trsat Castle, there is the Church of the Blessed Virgin Mary. It has been the spiritual center of the whole of Western Croatia due to its important historical function. According to the legend, in 1291, the angels brought to Trsat the small Nazareth house in which the Blessed Virgin Mary lived, saving it from the Arabian invasion. Legends are great, but there also seems to be scientific evidence that the monks from the famous fighting order of the Knights Templars called Božeci brought the parts of the house to Croatia. After 3 years, the relics were transferred to Italy, and almost 2 centuries later, the rulers of Frankopan family built a chapel and a monastery on that hill, which were successively extended and rebuilt into the church we know today. To reach the church from the town of Rijeka, you have to climb numerous steps, and we mean there are really a lot of steps. So many that it has even become a pilgrimage tradition to climb these holy stairs as an act of devotion. Not sure if you can get more devoted after this physical exercise, but a couple of calories you will burn for sure. But first, let's go down the steps, which is certainly much easier than climbing them up, and see what else the town has to offer. Rijeka is a charming coastal town with narrow streets and cozy squares. Although the day was quite warm, it didn't feel extremely hot being so close to water. Make sure you visit the central square and then go to the main street called Girasol, where we found an interesting passage connecting Malo Saloon Gallery and Radio Rijeka. The passage is used by some as a shelter against Rijeka's ever-persistent rain, and by some viewed as a transient piece of architecture. There was even a project to revive this passage with colorful characters and interesting facts about the city to make the waiting much more enjoyable. We'll leave it up to you to decide whether the project has been a success or not. If you were to visit only one church in Rijeka, then you should really go to the Capuchin Church of Our Lady of Lourdes. Its construction took 30 years after finally being finished in 1929. According to the commissioner's wish, the new church was supposed to remind of the Lourdes sanctuary. Therefore, various materials were used such as iron and reinforced concrete, as well as the characteristics of medieval architecture, to which the architect added the Venetian Gothics, decorative architectural sculpture and red brick walls, which gave historicistic characteristics to this church. And then the unusual happened. We got so hungry that we went to the first kebab place we saw on the right side of the church. Whether it was the proximity to the church or their own bread they bake there, but the kebab was truly divine. And as the evening was still young, powered up We went directly from there to the beach. At the beginning of this video, we promised to tell you more about the beach holiday opportunities in Rijeka. At the end of the day, this is the main reason why so many tourists come here every summer. The good thing about the beaches here is that the water is really clean, as most of them are the pebble ones. Which brings us to the next point. Don't forget to bring your water shoes. We left them at home this time, and as the result, we looked a bit silly when going in and getting out of water. Beaches in Rijeka are quite well equipped with showers, bars and cafes, which can be quite handy, but at the same time it could be a bit tricky to find an available table. On the contrary, be prepared to bring your own chaiselong chair or umbrella, as they are not generally offered at the beach. We personally always opt for wilder beaches, where the water is not shallow and therefore cleaner. But anywhere you go, be prepared for the lack of space. Beaches in Rijeka are tiny due to the specific landscape there, so if you don't mind being packed like sardines and lying next to someone else's child or a dog, then go for it. The sea in July was warm and pleasant, but some beaches have cold streams that might scare away the ones who prefer it a bit warmer. All in all, Rijeka is a good place for those who want to combine city and water activities. But if you look for stunning beach landscapes to take beautiful photos for Instagram, you might want to consider other places in Croatia. To sum up, Rijeka is an interesting place to spend a day or two, as it also offers some interesting museums you can visit. It's a good holiday destination for families with children and explorers who are in a good physical shape to climb the hills to discover all the hidden gems of this city. Have you been to Rijeka? If so, let us know in the comments what you think of it. Thanks for spending the day with us in Rijeka, and make sure you check videos about other places to visit in this region.